Hey YouTube, Brad C here. Today we're looking at the Nitecore TM28 6000 lumen little monster, and this thing is a beast. I was looking for a flashlight that I could throw in a bug out bag underneath the car seat, but would be small enough to fit in my hands and would be something that could really just light up a field if I needed to. So let's get this thing out and take a look at it. Okay, here's a shot of everything that comes inside the box. Warranty card, user's manual. Here's the flashlight and its case, and we're going to take a look at that later. Charging cable, lanyard. This is a flat top battery adapter. Now here's something that I really like when companies do this. They included a couple of spare parts. Let's take a little closer look at the case. Stitching on this is really nice. I really like the heavy duty ring they have on the back here. I mean, this thing is not coming off. I mean, this is not something you could break. Velcro on this is very thick, high grade, really nicely done. And the bottom here, you'll notice, is open. The reason for that is there's actually an adapter that you can get that fits on the bottom of this. Well, actually you take this off, but it's a big long adapter and you can actually have more power. I don't have that, but I'll probably pop one up on the screen there in case anybody wants to get one of those, and I may end up getting one in the future. Okay, here we have the flashlight in its case, and as you can see, it really fits nice in my hand there. Now when you first get this out of the box, you'll realize that it doesn't work, right? Well, what you have to do is you have to unscrew your batteries, and you can see here, and you want to double check and make sure they've been put them in themselves right, and that is positive side up. If you would forget, there is little markings in here. There's a massive plus sign right here, so the plus goes up. Now you're going to go ahead and screw that back on, and when you screw that down tight, see, it was sent to you not screwed down tight, so now it's on there tight, and now as you can see, it's starting to light up. Just my first impressions, I love the feel of this. It just feels perfect in the hand, like a lightsaber. Luke, I am your father.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
But anyways, it just feels really, really nice. I can see that it's going to be something I can set down and on either end, and it sets flat. I like that. A lot of times if there's a button back here, now that's nice if you want a fast activation button back here, like if you're on like a tactical type lighter. This is not what I would put on some sort of a gun or something. I mean, maybe a cannon. If I have a camp or I just want to put this on my car hood, I can set it down flat and we're good to go. I can also see they've made these steel bevels here to where it's going to be safe to set down like this. You're not going to risk breaking or cracking your flashlight. Now these TM28s are 6,000 lumens. If you had a TM26, they're 4,000, which is still a lot, but this is a major upgrade. It's got what's called a quad ray. You have 4 little individual Cree lights here, and I'll put the stats up on the screen there. I believe they're XHP 35s, but Nitecore claims the reach on these is over 700 yards. Also put the Candela stat up there. It's over 100,000. Like it says, a tiny little monster. Now we'll get to the features here later, but it does have a strobe, an SOS. The shell is a aerospace grade aluminum alloy, and that is basically, you've heard of aircraft grade aluminum. This is actually a step above that. By the way, do not look into this light. It could really hurt your eyes. I mean, no joke. And if you leave this thing on for more than 5 minutes, it's going to get extremely hot at the 6,000 lumen mode. In fact, something you'll probably want to purchase is a little handheld tripod. That's something that almost looks like a little gun. I'll put a picture of one up on the screen there because I don't have one on hand, but here you can see it does have a tripod mount, so you can mount this to a tripod. It also has a lanyard mount right here, and of course the lanyard does come with it. Yeah, this thing is hard anodized. There's no rough edges on this. I love the machining on this. The quality is there. Nothing at all that shows any kind of them skipping attention to detail. Okay, now this is not a diving light, but it is water resistant up to 2 meters. You want to make sure that this is always sealed right here. Also drop resistant to 1 meter. That's pretty long. I wouldn't want to drop anything from a meter. I will not be testing that out. It is built like a tank though, I gotta say. I mean, I can't imagine what could break on this because they've actually made everything. Of course, we talked about this being the high grade aluminum, but even these are made of steel. You know, these are not little plastic pieces. Everything here is top quality. Now the good thing about this is it plugs directly into the wall, so you won't need any kind of a charger for your batteries. You know, this is something I've got for something else. Don't need anything like that. All you need to do is plug this into the wall and then plug this right into your charging port. Pow! And you're good to go. So you never have to take your batteries out, put them in a little charger. That's just such a big plus for me. Okay, I went ahead and plugged it into the charger. Of course, here you can see it goes into the charging port and it flashes charging on the screen. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this flat top battery adapter, but basically if you don't want to use these or don't have these, you have your own flat top 18650s or whatever, you can use this adapter, and basically the flat top batteries will have no nodules and they'll sit down a little bit lower lower. So in order for them to make contact, you just drop this in, and that's your adapter. But again, make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. I think it's pretty cool though that Nitecore provides this little adapter. They've got this greased up really nice, and they've also got, of course, an O-ring here. You probably can't see it, but there's an O-ring going all the way around this, so when you do seal this up, it's going to be watertight. But of course, you have an extra O-ring in your little bag, so don't forget about that. Just give you a shot of the inside here. Of course, you can find their products at nitecore.com. It is called the Tiny Monster, the TM28. And on the side here is just a little warning label, and it's basically going over, do not insert the batteries in correctly. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it now says charging finished. And you do not have to worry about this overcharging, and you don't have to worry about this overheating. If it gets too hot, it will cycle down or turn itself off. Okay, let's go over the LED functions here. Now, this is not going to be something that you'll probably figure out from my little demonstration. You'll just have to play with it, but trust me, it's very simple. But I'll just explain it as best I can. Over here, you have two buttons, basically. This is going to be the main button here, and this one's going to be just a kind of a scrolling button. Now, when you come up on your flashlight, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to push it once, and it's going to say standby. And that is going to be, anytime it says standby, there's no light coming out of here, none whatsoever. It's just in standby mode. So once you get it to where it's on standby, and you can see it there, now, by half pressing, you can cycle through. Now, there are 5 levels that you can cycle through. Level 1, 2 lumens. Level 2, 320. Level 3, 1000. Level 4, 2300. Of course, your big one is the 6000 lumens, but that's not part of the cycle here. And that's actually a smart thing, because you don't want to just pow that 6000 lumens on, and you don't want to do it every time when you're trying to cycle through your features. But if any time you want the 6000 lumens to come on, once you get this thing to standby, so let's go ahead and take it to standby. So there's standby. Now I hit boom, 6000 lumens. So as soon as you get it to standby, boom, hit the button, 6,000 lumens. And that is hot. I can tell you that right now. And anytime you're cycling through and you want to get back to standby, you're just going to hard press the button. So remember, there's 2 presses. There's a hard press and then there's a half press. Okay, let's talk about how to put this in what's called lockout mode. And what that'll do is it'll make sure that this little ring is not lighting up blue. And it'll also, of course, make sure you know that the flashlight is completely off. So let's bring it up, put it on standby, and now we're just going to pick any of the different modes here. We'll put it on, doesn't matter, level 4, but any of the levels. Hold down and it goes into lockout mode. What you do is you hold down, you hold press for about 2 seconds, you'll see lockout appear. And if you hit this button here, it says lockout. You hit this button here, it says the same thing, lockout. This will let your flashlight be stored in what's called lockout mode. And there's not going to be any draining on the battery at all whatsoever. This little blue light, which is not going to take much of your battery anyways, but maybe that's an irritation to you. So now you have it in lockout mode. Now to get out of lockout mode, it's real simple. You do the same thing, hold and press, and you're right back to where he's at. I'm not going to spend a lot of time teaching you exactly how these work, because like I say, once you get this, you're going to find out it's really simple. You just play with it. You got 2 buttons, and I'll put a link in the info section to Nitecore's actual demo of how to move through it from this mode, which is the 2 lumens mode, to strobe. All you have to do is double tap your button, and there we have strobe. Now if you want to go to a half tap, there's the SOS. And then if you half tap it again, it's going to go to beacon. Then once in beacon, if I half tap, it's going to go right back to strobe. So it's going to keep cycling around. Okay, let's look at my Nitecore case. Now it fits really nicely on my Bigfoot gun belt, but it's going to fit on any belt, of course. Now it fits in here secure, and it's going to take a little bit of a pull to get it out. So just be ready to grip it and pull it out. But you wouldn't want this thing fitting in here loose. You want it in there tight and secure. Okay, let's test this baby out inside the basketball court here. Wow. Wow. Look at that. You could actually play a game of basketball in here. It's so bright. I'm going to be testing this out down a back alley here. This is behind our complex. Yeah, this is the same back alley that the thief came down to actually rob me. And I talked about that in the previous video, but let's see what this flashlight does. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah. We can see literally everything. I want to turn that off before I get in trouble. Here's another dark entranceway here. Let's just light this sucker up real quick. Wow. Yeah, you can see a long way out there too. Man, that's like a spotlight. That's nice.
Hey Mom, we get to be in Uncle Brad's flashlight.
Wow, look at this. A couple of characters here. You guys are going to be in the flashlight video. You can't look into this light. It'll blind you. No, it's very bright. We're gonna come out here. We'll keep it pointed in a safe direction.
Alright. I know that'll be really good. Looks like it's gonna rain, yeah.
Alright, we're gonna come out here where it's pretty dark. Keep coming with me. We're just gonna keep going out into the darkness. You scared of the dark? Well, luckily we have the world's brightest flashlight. So. Ready?
Look. Yeah.
Alright, you ready for the flashlight? Stand back.
Wow.
Let's look out there and see how far we can look with this. You can see all the way back to the tree line. Okay, of course we're going to test this out in more of a camping type environment. We're going to take it out to the farm, maybe out to the cabin, and just see what it does out in the woods. But here we saw more of an urban environment here where you can really light up things. I mean, there is no dark alleyways with this beast around. I mean, this thing just lights everything up. Beautiful light. Love the feel of it. Just a very confident feeling. I don't want to say weapon. It's not a weapon, but it's a tool. And I really have nothing negative to say about this. If you want something super bright and that can act as like a strobe, SOS, and like I say, you have 5 different levels of light. You can put this thing on 2 lumens and you've got this thing for like 1,000 hours. So this makes the ultimate emergency flashlight to have in your car, in your home, wherever. Love it. Now stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to be testing out some more Nitecore gear. These are part of my EDC upgrades and I really think I'm going to like these. I know if they're anything like this flashlight, top quality. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll have more Nitecore products, and again we'll have some more extensive testing of this at the farm, and as always you can check me out at bradctv.com. Not too little.
I don't want to get my shoes dirty.
That's okay.
So I just either my ballet. Can I go up the ladder now? When I climb up
some reflective things to go up the ladder now.
that hurts my feet. No, they don't. They don't hurt me. They just hurt my feet when I go on the black. They don't hurt my feet. Kinda hurts my feet. I got my baby here. This is kinda dark.
Oh, cool. Wow, good job.